Good afternoon, my friends. I am here to offer you this abundant exchange one more time of 66% off of all of my workshops until the GoFundMe that I started for my surgery is complete. I did this in April and had surgery 11 days ago. And there's been a few extra costs associated with it, and I also just wanted the chance to offer this again as well because the feedback I've gotten from people who've taken me up on this has been very positive. So I want to give you a little bit of, well, okay, what are your workshops about? What's this all about? So if you're rewiring your brain and you've taken a program, what I have is basically, most of them are about an hour, maybe a few minutes under, some are a little over, but about an hour long each. In-depth dives into the basics of neuroplasticity is part of it. Things like working with fight or flight is one. Working with freeze is another. Working with limbic resistance, working, catching and redirecting neural, trauma loops and elevating your mood, working with food, a lot of these really basic things, just how to get out of a rut, how to create dose. Those are some of the names of the more basic ones, but it's a whole dive into like, let's dissect this and take the process apart and put it back together in really general terms that could apply to you, regardless of which program you took, and give you a much more in-depth understanding of what all these things mean. Because that's the biggest feedback I've gotten from people over time is, well, I took a program and I got a vague, blurry sense of what I'm supposed to be doing, but the feedback I've gotten is that my workshops have helped a lot of people understand how to actually apply that and what that actually looks like and help them to get traction. And so the 66% off means most of them, except for there's one, which is a fawn response workshop, which is a 3-piece workshop with about 4 hours of content and extra notes. That one's $100, so that would be $33 at 66% off. So all the other ones are $25. So 66% off. The bottom line is it's 3 for $25 instead of 1 for $25. And then there's other topics as well. Things like how to rewire core beliefs, working with processing trauma that comes up in recovery, accessing right brain states, creating new brain states. Some of these, the power of choice, working with work and parenting or different circumstances in recovery. So there's other topics that aren't just the basics. There's a lot of later stage stuff as well, transitioning into later stages, stuff like that. So those are that's the spread of the whole thing. And how this will work, if you want to take me up on this, is I'm going to put my email in the description box for this video, and then also the link for the GoFundMe. So you'll essentially pay by donating to the GoFundMe, and then send me an email, and I will, with whatever titles you want, and I'll directly email you the workshops, and then you can have them there. So email me, go to the GoFundMe, email me if you have questions, if it's confusing at all to you. But again, if you're somebody at any point in your process where you just feel like, I kind of feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't really know how to do it, this is a much more low-cost way to dive in really specifically on the specific areas. Make the most of your money, make the most of your time, make the most of your process. My big thing here in this work and on YouTube and in the day-to-day work I do is helping people build processes that work for you specifically. Your brain is unique. And neuroplasticity is just the understanding of how the brain and nervous system work when it comes to trauma, when it comes to stress. These principles can be applied. They need to be applied specifically to the individual. It's not just a one-size-fits-all at all. The principles are consistent, but how we apply them is unique. So that's something I really want to offer, to be able to have, for you to have affordable way to build more confidence and more agency and more of a sense that my tools are here to serve me, not for me to serve them. So often we end up in this like worshiping the program, and that's a bit strong language, but the bottom line is so many people I work with, I was one of these people too, we get this very dogmatic idea in our head of how to do it right and what we're supposed to be doing. And that's the only way to do it. And if I don't do it that way, I won't recover. And what I want you to walk away from these workshops with, and from any interaction with me with, is a deeper understanding of what it is we're really doing on an existential, like basic level, and know how to apply it to yourself and take all of that. I have to fit into the structure, and the structure is supposed to fit you, like clothing. Like, you want to tailor the clothing to fit you. That's what we're doing here. So that's my offer. I hope you take me up on it. And if nothing else, I'm happy that you're here, and very grateful to everyone who's already contributed. The surgery has been such a blessing to my life, and I have a whole new, it was a hernia and diastasis repair surgery. So I'm now going to be able to rebuild my core muscles from the ground up and just have a whole new lease on life, because I haven't been able to run or swim or bike or shower or, do housework for 2.5 years. So there's so much joy coming in for this, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you guys. Love you.